So where I left off, it was the vomit, coffee, cigarette ashes, makeup incident. I went out to the living room, and mind you, this was right after she admitted she quit taking her meds, and she made that threat that she was gonna get me thrown in prison. When she did that, I had cameras in my house pointed outside. I had turned them around. I had them facing inside. Um, she followed me out in the living room. She said, "You like broken shit? Here you go." And she grabbed this dab rig from the coffee table and the living room, and she threw it across through the kitchen, and it smashed up against the kitchen windows. Um, and cops had shown up, and I told them everything I just told you, and I showed him this video. His name was Officer Rose. He told me he worked in the schools during the school year, and during the summer he was a like road patrol cop. But I mean, I told him everything. Everything I've said on video so far, pretty well, pretty much. I told him about the threat that was made. That I was just anxious. Him just being in my house, I'm scared I'm gonna go to jail for a really long time because that's what she threatened me with. I've been to jail for over a year, so cops end up telling Amber she has to leave. That she can't come back to my house, and she moves in with her coworker Cassie Hale. God bless you, Cassie. Um, Shortly after, um, and mine and Amber's relationship quickly went from we're happily together. I mean, she was taking her meds, everything was fine. She started working again at the tattoo shop with Cassie and Dennis. Um, and then she quit taking her meds. Then she quit showing up to work. There was a point where her old boss Dennis came to my house. He's like, "Man, what's going on? I don't know what to do here." I'm like, "Man, I don't know." And she made this threat with me, so I try not to communicate more with her than I have to for my kid. But he said that the housing commission where she got herself in an apartment. I helped her move all her stuff in there after she stayed with Cassie. But while she was with Cassie, there's an incident I wanted to bring up. Uh, in August, it would have been on her birthday. She reached out to me and was kind of expressing she was sad she didn't have any plans for her birthday. Um, I told her, well, I had to take over all the, I pretty much paid all the bills for she wasn't working, but I didn't have any money. I didn't plan for it. But I wouldn't leave her hanging. I said, if you want to come over, like I know it's my time with Kira right now, but you can come over and me and Kira will make you dinner. I mean, it's something. We feel bad. Um, so she came over. Um, I started getting stuff around to make for dinner. Said we needed to run to the store to grab a few things. And before we left, she said, "Oh, well, my food cart just got filled. I could buy a bunch of stuff." I was like, "Well, you don't have to do that because you're about to get your new place, and you're gonna need food there for you and Kira. So don't go do that." And she did anyways. And I didn't. I was like, "Whatever. I'll just send it home with you." Uh, but we got back from the store with a bunch of groceries. Me and Kira made her chicken Alfredo, and before she ended up deciding to stay the night. Um, and then before anyone fell asleep, she got mad. She was like told me she was disappointed I didn't get her anything for her birthday. Like, well, that's hardly fair. We broke up. You moved out. You have not been happy with me. Things changed. You're I don't know, kind of mean, and you don't want to be with me. I was still nice enough. I made her dinner. I didn't want her to go without anything on her birthday, not even getting to see Kira. I was like, "Well, come over, see Kira." And anyways, she leaves. Um, I pack up all the non-perishables into totes, kind of get all everything situated in the fridge and freezer so I can just get it all out there for her because I didn't want to. I was not trying to keep all her food. Um, she messaged me from while I'm working from home. She says, "Will you microwave me some of those White Castle burgers I bought?" I said, "Yeah, I could do that. I'll have all your food ready for you as well." She said, "Okay, cool." And I kept working. I had all her food all ready for her. I heard her arrive. She grabbed. I told her her food was in the microwave. She grabbed it out. A little bit of time goes by, and I didn't hear her leave or anything. So I was like, "Well, what's going on?" And I go out there, and she's got a PlayStation controller in her hand. She um, had just finished eating. And I was like, "Yeah, I got all your food right here for you." And she's like, "Well, I was thinking I'd just come back later and get it." And I told her I would prefer if you just got it now. Why would you come back later for it? It just creates more opportunity for bullshit. um, and she rushed out the door with the PlayStation control. I don't even know why. I think she thought it was hers. It doesn't really matter. But she rushed out, got in her car, sped off, and then shortly after, Kier gets home from school, and Amber's messaging me talking about I'm holding her food hostage. And say whatever you want. I showed it to Kier because I was laughing. I thought it was just a funny thing to say. And me and Kier laughed about it. But then police showed up. She called the cops about over this food, and um, a cop showed up. You know, I answered the door. Amber was parked out in the road. I told him what happened. I said it's all right here. I even put the stuff back in the fridge and freezer until she came and got it later because she was here earlier and didn't take it with her. Um, I was kind of a dick. The cop was like, "Well, will you put it in her car?" I said, "Hell no. I already packed that shit once, and now she's got you guys here because she knows it stresses me out. She can get it. As a matter of fact, I will leave, and she can just come go through whatever, take whatever." I went outside with the dog. One of them. I ended up swapping them, but the while I was out there with the dog, another cop car pulled up. I panicked. You know, normally if another cop car pulls up, you're in trouble. I went inside. I was like, "What is going on?" Another cop just pulled up. I'm stressing, and uh, he's like, "Oh no, she's in training, so she's just coming out to watch." I was like, "Oh my god, all right, okay." So I go back outside. She finishes getting all the food and stuff, takes it with her, leaves. Nothing really comes of that. Um, Next event was when it would be September of 2023. Now, this is a real pivotal moment in all this because this is the beginning of my current situation where I stand today. Um, I had gone tubing down the river with my friends Bill and Michelle Leisure. Kira went with us. I think my sister went. My friend Brett. A bunch of friends went. Um, when I got off the river, I pulled my phone out of this dry box and I had a text message, a Facebook message, email, Instagram. I mean, she was sending me a screenshot of all the text messages she'd sent me since I got on the river, and they were all talking about how horrible her life was and how she couldn't believe that I would just do her like this. And I, I didn't really understand. I'm like, what are you talking about, Amber? You wanted to do this. You wanted to break up. You wanted to get your own place, and I I didn't fight you on this. You said it's what you wanted to do, and I said okay. I started sleeping on the couch. I helped move all of her stuff into her new apartment. Um, and I just didn't understand. So I told her, I said, Amber, you're getting everything that you want, and I really feel like maybe you just need to get out of the house. Maybe you just need to remember life is good. Like this is what you want. You're doing all right. You got your place. So I invited her out to a pool party. Me and Bill and Michelle. Well, I think Bill might have known him beforehand, but I met these people on the river, and they had invited us all to their house. They had a heated pool, a outdoor lit up bar, cornhole, horseshoes. And it was really nice of them to invite us. And I invited Amber to join us because I just thought maybe she needed to get out of the house. I go pick her up. Everything's going fine. We go to the pool party. everything seemed like it was going totally okay for a while. And then I went and got in the pool with Kira. She asked if I would join her in the pool. I was like, yeah, I'll go swim with Kira. I asked Amber if she wanted to. She said, no, I'm good. So just me and Kira went and swam. But when I got out, she was acting real standoffish. She had separated herself from the rest of the crowd and was over by like a little breakfast table or something, clipping her toenails. I immediately like seeing this when I got out of the pool. I'm like, why is she separated from her? I went over there. I was like, is everything all right? And she just kind of scoffed at me and rolled her eyes and turned away. I was like, what? I went over and was like, what's up, Bill? What's going on? And nobody really understood either. So I was like, well, I think it's time we left. I didn't invite her out here so that we could have a bad impression on these people we just met. They're nice enough to invite us out there. So we go back to my place. Bill, it was me and Gabby and Amber and Kira that went back to my house. Bill and Michelle joined us later. And shortly after, my mom had found out that Amber was there. My mom and Amber, they don't necessarily see eye to eye. My mom has said for a while she didn't think Amber was good for me. She supported it because it's my life and my decision. But she didn't like that. She came over there and her and Amber started getting into it. And Amber had grabbed an ashtray and threw it at my mom. Ashes went all over me, all over the couch. Again, probably you're gonna hear a lot of these moments from me where I acted in a way I'm not proud. I just cried. I didn't know what to do. This is my mom. If somebody slaps my mom, I'm gonna slap them. I'm not aggressive, but I will. I'm gonna stand up for my mom. At the same time, Amber, but now I have Amber, Kira's mom, who I absolutely would stand up for to anybody for, and my mom. What do I do? I felt helpless. I didn't know what to do. I went to the bathroom and I fucking cried about it. Michelle came in there, called me a baby. Bill joined her. Well, he didn't join in that part. She did. She made a joke. She called me a baby. I was like, what do you want from me, Michelle? And then Bill came in there. He's like, everything's going to be good, dude. She's leaving. My mom had, I guess, gone and with my sister to get stuff around for Kira because we're all going to go back to my mom's house. So we leave the next day. I guess Gabby gets a hold of me, my sister, because Amber starts messaging her talking about, I can't believe you just, or I can't believe what your brother did. I don't really know. These weren't texts to me. This was, Gabby said, Amber texted me saying something about you choking her. I'm like, when? What is she talking about? And shortly after, police showed up and it was me